So while we're on the subject of conditionals, it was brought up in DevStream 82 that also, additionally, keep talking about DevStream 82 and re-recording things, the sorties might be getting a bit of a tune-up. So they might get additional content, they might get something. Sheldon was the one who brought up he didn't want to talk about it too much, he tread very lightly, talking about it because of spoilers. Understandably. Now, I do think that, again, coming back to this idea of conditionals, and with Mastery Rank 19 being at the forefront of my brain, I can't help but want to bring up this idea of there could potentially... What if there was a stealth conditional? What if a mission... What if you went into a mission and you had to go alertless? Granted, this doesn't mean that you have to go stealth. You could go control and just control the shit out of the area and make sure that enemies don't get to the alarms. But I found Mastery Rank 19 to be very, very interesting. And to those who might be wondering, no, I'm not high up in Mastery. I'm not Mastery Rank 22. And the reason I'm not is because I have intentionally just not done it, or I guess not so intentionally, but it just hasn't piqued my interest. I kind of stopped doing Mastery after Mastery Rank 15. It just didn't seem important to me. And then they did things like, your Mastery Rank will affect how many Void Traces you can hold. And so I said, okay, I'll do a couple Mastery Rank tests. And then my girlfriend caught up to me in game on Mastery Rank, and we decided ever since then that we would just do our Mastery Rank tests together. So I am ahead of her. I have a couple Mastery Rank tests that I could still do, but I'm waiting for her, and I'm fine with that. Nevertheless, Mastery Rank 19 stands as something very cool. This almost thing that says the developers think very consistently about stealth and the state of stealth within the game. It's just that perhaps the implementation is not as easy as just there are now stealth missions where you can't be seen and can't be heard and can't be caught. I think that these kind of modifiers, and another thing that we see coming back into the game is nightmare missions coming back for the new star chart, and these nightmare missions having new nightmare mods and new nightmare conditionals. It would be also very cool to see stealth conditionals where, or again, not stealth conditionals, but go alertless, or basically don't sound an alarm. I think this is a very cool concept, and stealth has been brought up on the forums probably an endless number of times at this point on ways to add to it, ways to make it better. But with these things about the sortie, these things about, not just the sortie, these things about the assault mission variant having stealth within it, where you could stealth the entire mission if you wanted to, I think now is, again, a good time to be talking about these things. I personally would love the concept of stealth alerts or stealth nightmare alerts. Much like Mastery Rank 19, I do envision a mission type that almost seems to adhere to what I understand about the evolution engine, where basically you have 3 chances, and the map, while still RNG generated, could basically be forced into these 3 paths, where it's you have 3 chances, and each time you spawn at one of the 3 different paths. So basically, you spawn here and none of them connect, but they all converge on, say, a sabotage point. And so basically, you spawn here, and if you cause an alert, you get set back, and you spawn in one of the other locations. So it's basically like you're infiltrating a ship from 3 different areas. And for someone who might ask, well, why do you have to go alertless? Well, if it's a sabotage, maybe they're ready to blow the core. Maybe there's something on the ship they're ready to protect. at that cost. And so, and I mean, we see real world examples of that, so I don't see why that couldn't be incorporated into Warframe. And so basically, if you get set back, you infiltrate from a different point, and then again, if you get set back, you have your final attempt infiltrating from the final area. This seems like a cool concept that technically could adhere to how the game is generated. I don't know. I'm just speaking hypothetically. Obviously, I don't work with the Evolution engine, obviously. And so, where does that leave my thoughts? So, basically, I've talked about how there is stealth in the game. It could have easily just gotten to the point in Warframe where, well, we basically just kill everything at this point, so to hell with stealth. But they chose to make it sounds like they chose to make the assault mission stealth capable. And again, I come back to nightmare alerts coming back. I would love to see potentially what could be an alarmless alert style, a stealth alert basically. Potentially stealth alerts having their own mod set. We see nightmare conditions with their own mod set. This doesn't seem to be too extraordinary a concept, and I do love variety, obviously. Otherwise, I wouldn't be doing a show about variety in our weapons. I really technically wouldn't be doing a show about the analysis of the game if I didn't like the way the game allows us to do different things. And I think that I'm not someone who typically gets on the forums and wants to talk about how stealth needs to be improved. I think it's fine, but I think there could be more conditions in which we could see more stealth gameplay to give us more variety, so it's not always just go to X planet and kill Y enemy and get Z reward. And I think that these are important concepts because when you look at comments, I forget what dev stream it was, but when you look at comments like, there should never be, you just, in any state of the game, it should never be, you just go do X. I believe it was Scott who said that, where he was talking about, like, things you do in the end mode. It should be a variety. It shouldn't just be, you just go play the sortie, you just go play the raid, and those are the only things you get to do. Stealth could be one of those high-level type, veteran-level, high-level, hard mode type missions. There could even be mission modifiers where it's, obviously Exterminate couldn't be one of these, but where you can't kill anyone. That would be interesting. You could control your way through them, equip the... I need to find out what the Stealth Kubro's name is. I really need to learn that. You could equip the Stealth Kubro or Shade and stealth your way through them. Obviously, Avara or Loki could be wonderful options. You could Wukong, you could cloud walk your way through the mission. But these are cool concepts, and they are mechanics and systems that have presented themselves to us within the game through Mastery Rank 19, through other stealth conditionals, and, or not conditional, stealth type missions. Go do a spy, go do a rescue with Loki. Things get a lot easier, and I would love to see conditions where these Warframes can persist more easily, or more Warframes that have stealth mechanics could potentially be added. So I think it's a great time to be discussing a concept like this, obviously, otherwise I wouldn't be talking about it. But I hope you guys agree. If you do so, do the thing, and thanks for watching. Let's go ahead and get into the topic for this week.